food, water, fire, shelter, first aid, and hygiene. And we could open our doors to them and then cut the wood. And I went, you're here. 7 years later, I have the largest group in Tennessee. We have the Hummers. We got 7 helicopter pilots, former military. We have 3 Hueys that are owned by some of these pilots. We have a gas delivery company that delivers gasoline and diesel to the local mom and pop gas stations that keeps a tanker of each at our location and swaps them every week. We have doctors, we have nurses, we have teachers, we have former Marines, we have former SEALs, we got Navy corpsmen, we got a couple soldiers. I don't mind the soldiers. I'm kidding, guys, I love all of our veterans. The point is, we have the largest group. And on top of that, my wife and I have prepared for 127 people that we've never met, ever. Total strangers. Food, water, fire, shelter, first aid, hygiene, toilet paper. 127 people. Why? Somebody has to chop the wood. The only way that I could go in the next history books as being a founding father is if I have a society that follows me. And I can't have a society that follows me if I kill everybody that comes to my front door needing my help. And if I don't prepare to help those people, I'm sentencing my family to death. You with me? It's time that you turn off the fear-mongering crap. It's time that you stop wasting hours every week watching YouTube about the latest conspiracy and alternative news. Look, guys, the government is not trying to come and take you away. Hoo hoo hee hee ha ha. The stickers on your mailbox have nothing to do with your political affiliations. It's to let people know that you've already completed your census, or that you haven't completed your census, so that the mailman knows on the deadline of February the 26th that if you have a certain color sticker still, he needs to knock on your door, hand you a form, and have you fill it out. Well, I don't want the government knowing. They ain't got no right to know about a census. Folks, the whole reason Joseph and Mary went to Bethlehem was to pay taxes and be counted. Don't tell me you're a Christian and then turn around and tell me that you're not going to give the government what is due to the government. Don't tell me you're a Christian and then tell me that your plan is to kill your neighbor and take their stuff. You're not going to survive. You have to survive. Not for me, not for your children, not for your grandchildren. You have to survive so that my great-grandchildren can live. That's why I'm here today. I'm running out of time. Tomorrow, we're going to take and pick up where we left off today. Tomorrow, I'm going to teach you how to change the way you prep. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you can take $150 and get everything you need to give to a family of 4 to keep those 4 souls alive for 6 months. 6 months. I can't even afford to prep for myself. How am I going to afford to prep for somebody else? Well, stop buying the $8,000 solar generator and go get you some beans and rice. Stop buying the Charmin toilet paper and go to Lowe's or Sam's Wholesale and buy a year's supply for $20. When I run out of toilet paper and I got to resort to these, you think I'm going to care that my wife says you can still have them all?
At 2 o'clock.
I'm running out of time. I sell stuff. If you want it, come buy it. If you don't want it, don't come buy it. If you can't afford it and you want it and you need it, if you can't afford it and you need it, come see me and I'll give it to you. I got water filters that will give a gallon of water to a person for 276 years. A gallon of water a day, 276 years, $25. There you go. Military MREs will kill you. By the time you get them, they've already been run through all kinds of different varying degrees and storage, temperatures, and all that fun yada, yada, yada. And they're typically 2 to 3 years old. This was packed the 328th day of 2016. 2 weeks ago. 7 years. Food, water, fire. Camp stove, breakfast, lunch, dinner, fuel for the camp stove, water. $25. Can't afford it? I'll give it to you. I'm so convinced that everybody that hears about this needs to have at least 2 of these in their car, that if you can't afford it, I'll give you 2 of them. It's $50. They cost me $19 to produce. I'm losing $38 by giving them to you. If you can't afford them, I'll give them to you. I don't care. Because someday I might be walking through this area trying to get home, and you see me and you go, hey, that's that crazy guy that changed our life. Convinced us we can't be selfish pricks that kill everybody, that we have to help our fellow man. I'm going to bring him in and provide him shelter tonight and feed him. And I'm going to be like, dude, you got any of that Tuscan beef? Oh, did you spill your drink?
It was empty.
Awesome. Guys, I know some of you aren't going to be here tomorrow. And I get it, life, and you got stuff going on. And I know some of you are sitting here going, this dude's crazy. There's no way I can prepare for other people. But I'm telling you, don't prepare for other people for me. Don't prepare for other people because your spouse goes home tonight and says, you know, it might be a good idea. Don't go home and change the way you prep and start preparing for other people because you've got some lofty ideas of being read about in history books 100 years from now. That's my job. You need to change the way you prep. You need to start prepping for other people because it's simply the right thing to do. Think about the person you were the day before you decided to become a prepper. With that person walking down the street, seeing a homeless man sitting off on his curb with a dog, give him a sandwich. Would that person give that homeless man $2? The absolute worst day of my life, my wife and I were in San Antonio. We visited the Alamo. We had a great time. We're heading up this German deli. As we're walking toward the German deli, there was a young lady and a young man, probably early 20s, sitting on the stoop right next to McDonald's. They were obviously there because they were hiking. It was their own decision to be there. They were obviously out of money. They looked hungry. They looked thirsty. And I was in a hurry. And I walked right by them. And I got to the next street. And I turned and I looked back. And that young girl that was my daughter's age is looking at me with this look of, can you please help? And my wife said, come on. Meeting people, we gotta go. For 30 minutes, I had the worst meal of my life in the greatest restaurant with the greatest food ever. And I went outside and I couldn't find her. I couldn't find him. And I looked for about a half hour and I went back to the restaurant and I told everybody, look, I know we haven't seen y'all in a couple years. My wife and I, we gotta go. And we drove all over downtown San Antonio for 4 hours and we never found them. What would it have hurt? Come inside, here's $10 or something. I was too busy, I was too focused. I didn't take time to help my fellow man. I kid you not, call my wife and ask her. I still wake up in the middle of the night worried about that. Worried about that young couple, worried about the type of person I had allowed myself to become when I would turn my back for $10 of food and water. I will never be that person again. Think back to the day before you became a prepper. Would you have at that moment, the day before you became a prepper, would your old self have a plan to salvage and loot and rob and kill and do what it takes to survive? You have an opportunity now, today, before the shit hits the fan, to allow yourself to not be that person that does what it takes to survive. Guys, my name is Bob Gaskin, Black Dog Survival School. Thanks for coming today.